Good evening. Well, Royals fans, I hear your anguish. The boys in blue have lost a man who's been called the heart and soul of their team. Nobody's been wearing this Royals uniform longer than their Gold Glove All-Star right fielder. Alex Gordon is now gone, but fear not, in his place is a hungry, lightning-fast Gerard Dyson. And he serves notice in the very first inning today that this guy can play. You won't find a better outfield catch so far this season. Look what he does with the baseball, doubling up the base runner. All-Star Alex Gordon might be gone, but folks, that is an all-star Gold Glove type play. Already up 1-0 in the first. Lorenzo Cain is going to hammer this ball to left field. Will it be deep enough? It's over the wall, a 2-run shot for a 3-0 lead. It's 5-3 Kansas City in the fifth when Sal Perez, he'll flash his all-star bat, blasting his 14th homer on the year as the Royals win their fourth straight game. 8-3 is the final as Yordano Ventura gets the victory in his return from injury. So the Royals get home runs from two of their all-stars and perhaps the play of the game from the man who's replacing an all-star.
Dyson makes a start in left field and probably makes the most incredible play that we've seen all year long. So we have the ability to cover certain issues.
Well, Kansas City's been in a bit of a funk today, and here's why. What happened last night? Royals all-star Alex Gordon goes down while chasing a deep fly ball, and folks, he's going to stay down. The news today, he will be back this season, but the man who a lot of people believe is the soul of this team is going to miss around 8 weeks. They're officially calling it a strained groin. After today's game, Gordo was able to limp his way into the interview room without the aid of crutches. But, folks, he's hurting, and I mean in more ways than just physical.
Last 2 days has been pretty overwhelming as far as, the fan support. Watching the game on TV, seeing some of the signs out there, just wishing me the best and getting text messages from friends and family. And then most of all, my teammates and my coaches, just the support they gave me.
Because Alex Gordon got hurt. Alex Gordon got hurt? Yeah!
Oh, 3.5-year-old Kellen speaks for so many thousands of Royals fans. That was his reaction to the news that Alex Gordon was injured. Later, we were able to catch up with Kellen at his home. And as you can see, he's bounced back from the devastating news. And like Royals fans everywhere, he feels good about this team, even without his favorite player, Alex Gordon. Well, believe it or not, Chiefs training camp begins in just 19 days. By all accounts, Kansas City is expected to challenge the Broncos in the AFC West and have a great shot at making the playoffs. But two NFL observers tell me that the Chiefs have a potential time bomb on this roster, a time bomb that could have a major effect on this season's success.
The Kansas City Chiefs select Marcus Peters.
The Chiefs shocked the world by taking Marcus Peters in the first round. The cornerback's widely seen as a major risk. One scout tells KCTV5 that he gave Peters an XT grade, meaning extreme talent but extreme trouble. In college, Peters was suspended for failing a drug test, then clashed repeatedly with the coaching staff before finally getting kicked off the team. Chiefs GM John Dorsey and head coach Andy Reid were asked about their first-rounders' problems on draft night.
Guys in football, he's competitive. He's out there playing the game.
At the time, it appeared that Dorsey was caught off guard by some of the questions. 6 days later, the Chiefs fired their assistant director of college scouting. Two NFL sources tell me they heard it was because Dorsey was not fully informed of all the problems Marcus Peters had had during his college career. One NFL scout says, "I don't think the Chiefs would have taken Peters had they known the whole story." Another scout says, "We all knew how talented this kid is, but given his problems, none of us would bet a first-round pick on him."
For how things look, it looks like, I was it was terrible for me to be at the University of Washington,
Marcus Peters' past has drawn the attention of Chiefs fans, one of whom called our rant line.
The Kansas City Chiefs are a joke. They proved it today by taking a nothing but a troublemaker, and you wait and see next year. The Chiefs are going to be sorry.
Well, the Chiefs are counting on Marcus Peters to have an immediate impact on their defense. His play and attitude will be one of the key storylines when training camp opens. Now, to be fair, other problem children have thrived in Kansas City. Guys like Larry Johnson and Dale Carter. Now, both of them reached NFL stardom, but both of them also were ultimately self-destructing at the end of their careers. And all eyes are going to be on Marcus Peters this season. And, of course, KCTV5 will be right there when training camp opens up in St. Joe. Well, that'll do it for sports. Have a great day. Meet Patrol Officer Taryn Humphrey. This 2-year veteran of the Raymore Peculiar Police Force was one of 3 people who selected the U.S. women's gymnastics team.
And to see them doing so well, I'm like a proud mom.
Before Taryn started carrying a gun, she won 2 silver medals at the 2004 Olympics.
Walking out there and seeing the Olympic rings all over the podium and realizing, wow, I've actually made it to the Olympic Games, you know.
That 2004 team also included fellow Kansas City and Courtney McCool, whom we first met as a 10-year-old.
It feels like you're flying, and so it's really cool.
Both girls trained under Coach Al Fong.
When Taryn was able to take second on bars, I mean, my heart dropped. I just couldn't believe it. It was a dream come true for me.
But at the time, the decision to go to the elite level here at Gage Gymnastics was not a slam dunk.
They moved for me. My dad had 3 jobs. My mom had 2 jobs. My family sacrifice was just so unreal.
Taryn and Courtney were both willing to pay the price, working their way towards their Olympic dreams.
I think my dad got pretty emotional when he saw me on the Olympic podium stand, and you know, I couldn't contain myself either. I had some tears.
Well, watching this year's gold medal winning team has brought back a flood of memories.
It's just so amazing to see these girls doing so well, and I'm very honored to still be a part of USA Gymnastics.
Neal Jones, KCTV5 Sports. We first met Matt Beasler as a 9-year-old player right here in Kansas City. He was a part of a national championship team, and his skills were evident even then.
I remember he picked the ball up in defense, beat about 4 players and just calmly slotted the ball past the keeper, and you don't see that composure at that age in many players.
And those skills have carried him to Sporting Kansas City, where he's an all-star, and to the U.S. national team.
I don't know if you can predict it, but I always hoped for it and I dreamed for it. A lot of things have to go right. A lot of it is hard work, a lot of it is luck, though.
Marcus, Bedoya, Donovan, big save, and the Americans take the lead.
But yeah, to represent your country at the highest level, it's a dream come true for me.
And Matt's not alone. There are 7 Kansas City area players on Major League Soccer rosters, including 3 right here on Sporting Kansas City.
Yeah, it's great. It says a lot about, you know, Kansas City youth soccer, and I've always known it because I've been through it. Kansas City has a lot of talent.
It's a great story for us to be able to, you know, not only tell, but for kids to see themselves, and a great example that if they work hard, they have a chance to play in this team and play in their hometown.
So there will truly be a home player on tonight's home team.
To represent, you know, Sporting and the league and, you know, my hometown, it's going to be awesome.
It was a happy Bronco postgame locker room, despite the fact that Peyton Manning and company were held to a season-low 17 points.
We watched the tape. We know they're a very talented defense.
You know, it's a division game, my first time playing in the division, and it's kind of what we expected, to tell you the truth. So,
Peyton was given a warm reception after the game. And while Manning's acknowledged that Chiefs fans wanted him here in Kansas City, he did not want to talk about that today. But perhaps the biggest tribute came not from the fans, but from the guys wearing Chiefs uniforms. Jamal Charles asked Peyton for an autograph. How many players do you get autographs?
Man, my mama wanted his autograph.
And Peyton stopped to pose for a photograph with Dwayne Bowe.
It's a legend, I guess. I mean, you know, it's Peyton Manning. You know, who wouldn't want a picture with him? If you had the opportunity, would you take it?
Yeah, I'd like it. I'd like him to throw me passes, too.
I mean, that too, but, you know, right now, the best thing I have is the picture, so I'm going to go with that and live with that.
Peyton made special effort to seek out Chiefs offensive lineman Ryan Lilja, who spent 6 years blocking for him up in Indianapolis.
Well, obviously, I didn't want to see him come in here and beat us like that, but, you know, it's good to see him. We had some good years in Indy, won a lot of big games, and his reputation for making other guys around him better is it's the real deal. So he's, you know, it sucks he's in our division.
So the Broncos have Peyton Manning, and they also have first place in the AFC West. At Arrowhead Stadium, Neal Jones, KCTV5 Sports. The final minutes of Friday night's game and the indelible images of the immediate aftermath are difficult to forget.
Open that door, Nico!
You can bet that thousands spent their Easter Sunday asking each other the question, how could Kansas have blown that ball game? And blown is an accurate term in the minds of KU's players and coaches.
Up 12 with under 4 left, and they made a lot of plays, a lot of shots, and then we got passive. And
I feel like we put ourselves in the corner. I definitely put a lot of that on me. We played like we were just trying to hold on to something instead of continuing to play.
Almost lost in the shock from KU's defeat is the realization that these guys will never again wear the Kansas jersey.
It's real tough. I mean, knowing that this could probably be one of the last times we're all in the locker room together, I mean, it hurts.
It's really tough. Really tough. You know, it's the last time I'll ever be, you know, in a Kansas jersey and play with these guys. And
well, there's no way to put a happy face on what happened here at Cowboy Stadium on Friday night. But remember this senior class won 4 straight Big 12 championships, and this year's team won 31 ball games.
Those seniors gave their heart and soul to this place, and what a year and what a team. And you know, this obviously stings now, but we'll reflect back here soon and get our legs under us and be really happy about how the year did transpire.
So as unforgettable as these images of a stricken Elijah Johnson are, it would be a mistake to judge this team by its final game. In Dallas, Texas, Neal Jones, KCTV5 Sports.